Welcome to Mission to Mars, the podcast where we explore the vast universe of culture, music, life, mental health, sports, technology, and everything in between. I'm your host, Mario Ortiz, and today we have a very special guest for this first episode. I have the honor of introducing someone incredibly special, my very own son, Ethan Ortiz. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Well, thank you for being on the show.
Of course, thank you.
We wanted to start the show off. This is a new podcast, and it's Mission to Mars. It's just something we just talk about everything.
Yeah.
And I wanted to highlight you because I'm incredibly honored and incredibly proud of you. Not only on what you're doing now, but the man that you are today. And I wanted to focus on your MMA fighting, and I feel like you're passionate about that. And I wanted to kind of highlight some of the things and kind of get in depth and dive into it with you, and see you have a fight coming up. We want to touch on that and kind of elaborate a little bit with you.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to the show. How you doing?
Thank you. No, I'm very well. It's also my first podcast, interview. So I'm very, blessed with a lot of things, and just having the opportunity to just come here and sit here with you and answer these questions. And
this is your first pod for like when you started fighting and stuff, right?
Yeah, essentially, yeah. So it's
how long have you been fighting? So you can tell the listeners, how long have you been working?
I've been training MMA for 2.5 years now.
Just 2.5 years?
Yeah, just 2.5 years.
That went by quick.
Man.
That went by quick.
It's crazy. Looking back.
What inspired you to start training with MMA?
I graduated college, and I was going through like a rough time mentally, just because I had this degree. I was exiting a relationship that I had, and I just had a lot of ambitions to do things, and I was kind of in a place mentally where it was just like I was trying to just survive at that point. I got out of college and went straight to like an administrative role, sitting at a desk, and I wanted to end up doing more, and I got an opportunity to coach at my old high school, and I did that, and I got put through. I met my strength and conditioning coach, DJ. Shout out Ion Therapy.
Okay.
My coach and my friend, my brother DJ, he was boxing already, and we were in the hotel because we were at a clinic, like a track and field clinic for coaches, and we just got to talking. We were in the same room. We got to talking a lot, and we went through a workout because he went to go downstairs to do a workout, and I joined him, and I said, I want to do a boxing workout too. I've always wanted to fight, and I've always wanted to be a fighter, and it's like it was always on like the back burner of my brain where like I wanted to just like, I saw the UFC and I saw boxing, and I know anything that I set my mind to, I know I can get good at it.
Yeah, because you touched on a lot of sports too, because you started, you did baseball when you were little. I mean, you did baseball. You did basketball, football. Like, man, all of them.
Like pickleball is a sport that I didn't do. That was it.
Right.
Because I played everything, man.
And you stayed active. What I loved about you is you stayed active when you were off season. Like when you weren't playing football, you were doing pole vault, and like that you didn't learn from me. That surprised me. That even surprised me when I saw you jumping over that. I was like, well, I don't know where he got that from.
Yeah.
But you impressed me on that. Like I couldn't even. I'll probably fall even get into the pad.
Dude,
you did some incredible stuff to the point that you were coaching. So
and I've been blessed with the ability to just, with a mindset of just to work hard and to just be an athlete. I feel like I think a lot of like short kings will be able to like tell tell you the same thing. Like if we was 6 foot, I'm in the league for sure. Like I knew, because of my height, I'm only like 5'6", 5'7" on a great day. It's like I'm so athletic in my abilities, and I know I'm an athletic kid, but I just didn't have the height for.
No,
football,
I totally understand. I love basketball, and I was on the same boat. I didn't. I stayed at 5'9", and basketball was like one of my passions. When and I was one with it, like you. Like I grew as far as I can go, and it is what it is at that point.
Yeah, and that was the first sport like I took very seriously and like trained every day. I just was in the gym with my brother, and it just like training every day, learning new things, and just having that mindset of just go and get it and go and work for it, because nothing ever comes easy, obviously. And that instilling like that work ethic helped me with football, and because that's the sport that I eventually went to.
Yeah, which you were good at that too.
Yeah,
I was impressed on that.
I was blessed enough to get offers to pole vault in college. I was a really good pole vaulter, but football is where I went to college for. And yeah, like you said, to like bring it all full circle, I've been in a lot of sports, and I stay active, and I stay ready for any sport now. You know what I'm saying? I even took up golf. Like I play golf now.
You play golf now?
Yeah.
Oh Lord. I bet you're pretty good at that too. But like the training that you did and the consistency that you were, like you stayed busy in the summertime.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that helps you now as an MMA fighter, now in terms of training?
100%. I think just me being an athlete all my life, really. I'd have to go way back in the memories to where like I wasn't playing a sport. I was always playing a sport. Yeah. I was playing baseball up till middle school. In middle school I was playing football, and from middle school to high school I was playing football, basketball, and pole vault. And then from high school to college I was just playing football. Yeah. I've been an athlete all my life. There hasn't been a time where I haven't.
Don't forget wrestling. You did some wrestling.
I did wrestling in middle school as well. Yeah, like
which showed me too, because I didn't know nothing about that too. So it showed me. I didn't know the terminology or nothing.
And it's like every day it's like every training session is like practice to me. I've been used to this. I've been accustomed to this. Okay. Some people, they have to get used to it. I've been used to it. I've been used to the heat. I've been used to the training. I've been used to the aches and pains, and I'm just grateful that I went to a great college, and I had great help when it comes to like recovery. With my trainer Andre, like and man, like they all everybody there that's helped me do the exercises and do the things that I need to do to help get back on the football field as fast as possible, and as ready as possible. Recoveries I've taken very seriously, so it's just one of those things that I've just taken up all my life.
Some people, for those that don't know, like what camp are you, or like what training gym, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah.
If you don't, what gym do you represent now? Where do you go to train? Because that's like one of the first questions that people ask when I tell them that you're doing MMA. I don't know if it's a thing, but I just wanted to.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. It's a question that I get a lot, and then when I say it, they don't know what it is, and I'm like, well, that's your opportunity to look it up. I train out of Primal MKE. Okay. It's a nice little gym that's in the middle. It's in West Dallas. Nice in the middle where you could be on the south side, north side, east side of Milwaukee. But it's an easy 15-minute drive over there.
It's still in Milwaukee, right? Milwaukee area.
Yeah, Milwaukee area. It's we represent in very like ecological system where we get there and we just go. We roll, we spar, but we don't spar hard. We always go light to the head, hard to the body, and just information. We all gather informations, and you get all different styles, and we just pick up on different reads, and I love my family there. I love my coaches, Scotty, Ben. They've taken me under their wing, and before that I also went to before that gym I started training at Nova gyms as well. I don't want to leave them out of it because that's my roots. I went to Nova gyms that's over there in Oak Creek, and everybody there is like, they helped me. This is like when, you know, I was fresh in the game, and they welcomed me in with open arms, and me being so new. Everybody there that trained me, that helped me get to a point where I am now. They fed me like the basics. They fed me the fundamentals. They fed me like what it's like to hit a bag so many times, you know.
Okay.
And I went through so many workouts there, so I never want to leave out Nova Gyms. That's like, I love that gym. I love the people there. I love the coaches. And
right now you're fighting with them. You're 3-0, right?
Yeah.
Which are, congratulations on that.
thank you so much. Yeah.
And you have a fight coming up coming up soon. Like coming up.
Yeah,
this
2
month.
weeks. July 20th. I'm going to be fighting at Silk Exotic. Funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna be fighting at Silk Exotic. It's gonna be fourth fight. Being ready, just being focused. Just excited. I haven't fought in Milwaukee since my first fight, so I've been just waiting on the time to just come back home and fight in front of my family and fight in front of my friends, and everybody has shown nothing but like the best love and the best support possible. So it's I want to put on a performance and put on a show every night, but it'll be that much sweeter when I'm in front of my family and friends, you know.
Yeah. You have a fight coming up soon?
Yes.
Can you walk us through like what your training regimen is walking up into this, like your fights? Do you have like a routine as well?
I mean, when we get notice of, or like when we get the fight, and we agree to it, we sign the contract, do all that. Typically probably like 2 months out, 3 months out. Sometimes, sometimes we'll double book, and like we'll just be ready for this month and then wait a month and then another one. We'll get into fight camp. I feel like fight camp, what I've seen from my body right now is like eight weeks. I feel like 8 weeks is a good like time frame to get ready and to just go through, you know, knock off the extra weight that, you know, you kind of put on a little bit after weigh-ins and everything, and after the fight. Lock in with that, lock in with your diet, lock in with your training.
And you're pretty disciplined with that diet. I think how important you feel like it is to be as disciplined for.
So important. I think there's a bunch of fighters that'll just, you know, we eat whatever we want, I guess, and you know that can hurt you. Sometimes you just got the genes where it don't do nothing to you. I don't got those type of genes. I have to be very careful with what I eat. In that same breath, I can indulge. You know, I can indulge in. You know, I'm Puerto Rican. You know, there's never a time like I'm not gonna say no to Puerto Rican food. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
you can't say no to that.
Right. And my girl's Italian, so it's like if I go over there to her family, you know what I'm saying? Like if I go over, it's like if you go over to, you know, her family, they're always cooking, and it's like there's no way I can say no.
Right.
So it's like I have to be very disciplined. I can indulge here and there, but it's not like, you know, and my body's kind of like at that point too, where it's like if I'll go on like a nice little like binge or, you know what I'm saying, like McDonald's, and then all of a sudden the next day it's Chick-fil-A, and then like the next day all of a sudden we're eating at Olive Garden, and my body's like, hold on now. hey, your stomach's like, I can feel my stomach like expanding. And then I feel like, you know, when you feel bloated after eating, like I hate that feeling. Yeah, I really do.
Like all full. It's all food all the way up high.
I feel like heavy. Yeah, I feel like I ate too much, but it's so good. And it was just like, I really don't like it. So it's very important that I eat what I need rather than what I want when it comes down to like those 8 weeks, especially. Yeah. Those 8 weeks, especially, it's like you got to put in what your body needs: protein, fats, like electrolytes, potassium, calcium. Like you have to put in what you need in your body, and not what you want in your body. You can't just go and eat pizza.
Yeah.
And then go train a combat sport later. Like it doesn't work like that. I mean, not for me at least.
What do you think is the hardest part of it? Like the first few parts, like when you start training for the fight, or like the last week of walking up to it?
I say that last week. I say that last week for sure. Just like, cause physically, like you're going through it. You're always going to be like, especially in those 8 weeks, and then it gets down to 6 weeks, you're still training, you're still doing the same stuff, you're still going to be trying to learn new things and try to do specific things that you want to do, but you got to do them throughout those weeks in order to get it get the reps in, and until it's coming like naturally like that. But it's that last week where it's like, I'm about to fight somebody. Okay. I'm about to get in a cage. I'm about to be in front of people. And you get that, like, that stage where it's almost like, you know, if you can't do speeches in a class, it's like, oh my God, I'm up next. Yeah. I'm up next for this big speech that you have to give. Mm-hmm. And it's like, it's also mentally, because
I was going to touch on that. How do you prepare? How do you prepare mentally for the fight, kind of in the same aspect? Not training wise, physically, but mentally. How do you prepare yourself?
Yeah, it's like it's weird, because if you know me, if all my loved ones know me, mm-hmm. I'm not a fighter. I'm a nice guy. Yeah. I really am. I'm a funny, comedic, loving person. I really am. And it's like, sure. I have to. It's like when that week gets here, it's like I have to. And I've seen interviews. I've done my research on like what other fighters have done and what fighters do and what it's like, and mm-hmm. I compare it to exactly what they say, where it's like you have to like take that person and like you have to bury him. I have to bury Ethan for a little bit so I can let the Marvelous out. The Marvelous is my alter ego, and mm-hmm. it's like it's. Can
you talk a little bit about that, how that come about?
Yeah, so the Marvelous is my nickname. I go by that because it pays homage to the first fighter that got me into this sport, got me interested in MMA, which is Conor McGregor. Obviously, he's the notorious.
Shout out to McConnell.
Exactly. He's the notorious Conor McGregor. Okay. And I thought that had such impact when people like said it. The notorious Conor McGregor, like it's like the one of a kind, one and only, and I credit and I chose the Marvelous because it paid homage to that, the Marvelous, and everything I do is so marvelous. Like everything I do is like
I respect that,
but it also pays homage to like my love for like Marvel and Spider-Man and all that.
Okay,
Marvel.
Yeah,
us.
I like it.
It pays homage to that as well, and I feel like when I get into that cage, I become like when I become the Marvelous, I become the Spider-Man. Yeah. It's in my tap, man. Like that's the biggest. That's my favorite superhero. So
you mentioned Conor McGregor. Would that be like one of your most influence? Is that like? In terms of the sport and industry, is that one of your influence, or who's your role model now in terms of like the industry?
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to call these guys role models because I don't think they want to be called role models. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's like I definitely would say Conor for sure. Just in the aspect of just like mentality. Like, Conor's mentality is crazy. Mm-hmm. Like he literally like tells you how he's gonna do it, what he's gonna do, when he's gonna get it done, does it. But Israel Adesanya has been the forerunner for a very long time for me, especially in like the first year. Like all I did was binge watch all of his videos on YouTube, all of his fights. I watched all of his fights, all his interviews, all of his, like he has a YouTube channel, binge watch everything. I feel like I watched everything, and I continue everything that he drops, he watches, because it's like I find myself, because like I'm trying to learn what kind of fighter I want to be, and I really liked his style a lot. And then all of a sudden Sugar Sean O'Malley comes up, and I'm like, wow, well, I kind of fight like him. I kind of move around just like him.
Yeah,
So
you move around pretty good. You always stay active.
yeah, dude, it's
That's kind of like your signature almost.
I don't know.
Or
Yeah,
your-
it's
your
like
thing.
I don't know why I'm just so. I feel like it's just in like the football in me, where like I'm just light on my toes. I just like
Moving
to
around.
just go. I used to be a cornerback, so I'm always backpedaling and I'm on my toes, ready to go, ready to explode. And I feel like Sugar Sean, just the way he moves, I loved how fluid he does it, and the way he just finishes guys, and just just the type of guy he is. Both of them, Israel and Sugar Sean, just the type of guys they are. They're fun, they're entertaining, they're enjoyable to watch on and outside of the cage, or in and outside of the cage. And then I've watched a lot of their videos and a lot of their training, and I try to instill it in my training, but also keep my training. I can't fight like them. I'm not gonna fight like Izzy. I'm not gonna fight like Sugar Sean. But I can take what he has. I can take what Sugar has, and I can take what Connor has, and then all the other people that I watch. I can put it in a ball and just shake it up and just see what we get.
No,
And
that's
then
awesome.
that's right now. That's what I'm sitting at.
No, and what techniques or disciplines do you find most effective in the octagon?
Cardio, man. It's one of the biggest sleepers that you have to have. You have to have cardio.
Like having endurance?
Yeah, it's just like a race. It's just like
Okay.
a race. A race isn't how fast you are. It's who's gonna slow down first.
Do you lift a lot or do you more cardio?
I don't lift like I used to in football. Like in football, we're deadlifting, we're cleaning, we're doing a bunch of these explosive lifts, and like I was walking around 170, 180. I got up to 198. That was the heaviest I've ever been, but I was up there. I got really heavy, and my body's just so used to carrying that weight and lifting those weights. But in fighting, it's not about getting strong. It's about having your movements be strong, having the joints, the little tendons be strong. Pushing, pulling, like that's all we do. Having your legs be on fire all the time, and just you have to be, because you got to be standing.
Yeah,
You got to be standing. You got to move. Like there's somebody that's right in front of you, ready to knock you out.
Yeah.
So you have to be ready for that. But I definitely say that cardio is something that you have to have, because it's like once you see him slow down and you're feeling just fine, it adds like a little bit, you know what I'm saying, to you.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying, mentally. And he sees that too. He's like, it's like a mental game. It's always a mental game in there. It's who's gonna fold first, who's gonna make the mistake first. There's always a chess match in there, so you have to be on point. And one of the biggest things I'd probably say is definitely cardio, because if you're dead in the second round you have 3 threes, 3 rounds, 3 minutes.
Okay.
And if you're dead tired at the end of the first round, it's gonna be a long day with me. It's gonna be a long day because I'm not tired. But I will say that I definitely was pushed in my last fight for sure, because it was the first time I've had to I had to put everything together. I had to put wrestling together. I had to put defensive wrestling together. I had to put striking. I had to put moving around, because he was marching me down. I was fighting on my back foot, and I was on the wall. I had to grapple. I had to put everything together for all 3 rounds, and I was tired. But
How do you approach learning about your component or the opponent that you're going to be fighting against? How do you walk up to? Do you do research on them, or do you kind of study their tactics a little bit? But
yeah, I think everybody has their own way. I know John Jones studies them like crazy, like it was film work, and I'm so used to watching film on my opponents from football and just being there and just watching tendencies. But I feel like once you get in that cage, it's just chaos. It's always just chaos, and it's like you got to focus on what he does good, because that's what he's always going to throw when he's comfortable. And it's my job to exploit the bad in there. But at the end of the day, it's just a chess match.
okay.
And I want to watch his fight. I want to watch their fights once, twice, maybe 3 times.
Okay. Do you adjust your fighting style depending on
Never.
who you're fighting? You
Never.
stay out.
Never.
You train all the time.
Never. They gotta adjust to me.
Okay.
Never, because I'm always I can adjust on my own based on what I'm seeing in there, and I'd rather them adjust to me than I adjust to them. So, I like to I see what type of fighter they are, but then that's it, and then I drop it, and then I don't. All I know is that I'm fighting them on that day. Okay. And when it gets to like 6 weeks, 4 weeks, 3 weeks, 2 weeks, I'm not gonna keep watching their film because they could have gotten better. They could have changed something. They could have stopped a tendency.
Yeah.
So
no, and you got one coming up soon, right? Like in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
So you prepare for that one. You're really good. You're mentally prepared.
Yeah.
You feel like you're physically in the conditions you want to be walking into.
Yeah.
If you want to tell the people too when the fight is. And where
July
it is.
July 20th, Silka Exotic in Milwaukee. Not the one downtown. If you know, you know.
We'll have the link to it and stuff so you can share it.
Definitely. It's my first card since fighting. My first fight here. But I'm excited. I feel like I'm on point. I feel sharp. I feel ready, and I can't wait to get in there and just perform and entertain. Because that's what I do, and that's what I do best. Is I always give my best, and I entertain while doing it. And I have my mental things that I'll do throughout the week and the day before, and then the day of. Yeah, that's something I'll do, and I'm always gonna be. No matter what, I'm always gonna be ready. I'm gonna be ready on fight day for sure.
That's good. And that's awesome. I wish you the best on that too.
Thank you.
I'm gonna be there. Family will also be there.
Thank you.
No, I wanted to touch a little bit on your personal life, or like how do you stay balanced between personal life and your training regimens, and kind of walking into all of this, the MMA. I mean, it takes a lot of discipline. How do you keep that balance of fighting and staying disciplined with that, also with life?
Yeah, I've been blessed with having the job that I have and just doing what I do. I'm a head cook at a brunch restaurant, so my hours, you always want to. Of course, I want to train all day. I want to train in the morning. I want to train at night. But I have to make money right now. I have to pay my bills. I have responsibilities I have to take care of. So I'm just blessed with having I wake up at 5:30 in the morning, and excuse me.
No, sir.
Wake up at 5 in the morning.
That's early, man.
Go to work.
I respect you on that.
Every day, dude.
It's too early for anybody.
Every day, man. It's like I'm used to it, but I hate it. But I'm used to it, and it's cool.
Sometimes your body get used to it.
It'd be different. Like if I'm waking up in the morning and having like my own like productive day, then like I would definitely that'd be dope because I want to be a morning person and get things done. Okay. I'm waking up and I'm going to work, and it's just like that's what I have to do right now because I have to make sure that my bills are paid. I have to make sure that my life is stable. Mm-hmm. And in the nighttime, that's, I get off at 3. I go home. Me and my girl chill, and I make sure she has everything she needs and she doesn't need any specifics. And I just head on out to train right after that. And I'm just blessed to have, her just to being able to deal with that, and I know it could be tough.
Yeah, I can see it. I mean, it's challenging.
Yeah, but she sees the vision. She sees, what I've done so far, and
it's important to kind of have that support there too.
Yeah, man, it's really like important, and it's just helped out with my mental. It's helped out with my training a lot, and it's just just having that balance as well. Just having the balance to go work, spend time with my girl, and go train, and then making sure I come back and spend time with my girl. And
that's good. That's important too, man. Spending time. Time is the most important thing we have in life, and I feel like we can never get that back.
Yes.
So it's always important of who you spend your time with.
I agree.
Who you're gonna the luxury of who you're going to give your time to, right? And always share those moments with people that you love and be around.
Yes.
So that's awesome.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about what's to come for Ethan. I know you talked to me about, like, for listeners, but like in the future for MMA, for what you're doing, if you can, share with us some upcoming plans and goals for your future.
I want to be the best. I'm going to be the best fighter out of Milwaukee. I really want to be that, and I'm determined, and I have my goals up in my mental plaque. And I see everything every day, and I go and train with that mindset every day. I want to get to UFC. I will get to the UFC. I know it's attainable, and I will do it.
That's cool.
And it's one of those things where I gotta handle my business here, and then wherever God takes me is where I go. I want to be. I really do want to be number one in the state. That's what.
I'm proud of you. You'll do it.
Yeah.
Anything you put your mind into it, you're gonna do it.
Thank you.
I believe in you, and you have a lot of other people that believe in you.
Thank you.
That can be able to do it.
And that's the big thing too, like being like the support cast. I say these things, and I go to Vegas with my guys, and I tell them that I'm going to be here for a different reason next time, and they're all behind my back, and they know. And that's just the love that I get from my friends, my family, my colleagues, like people that don't even know, like they're just
because we see the vision, we know we
they
believe
just
it.
like what they see, and they rock with it, and I love it for it. And I'm never one to shy away from competition. I love it, and I know it's gonna get tougher, and the higher I go up, and so will I. So.
And you have a passion for it, and you see it in your. If people are around you for like 20 minutes, you understand the passion you have behind fighting and what you're doing. And I know you personally, so it's a little bit different. But I know that just even that, what you go into, you're putting 110% into it. Like you're not really half-assing nothing. And I admire that about you. Your discipline is impeccable. Because I can't like stop eating shit, and like you really just spin off just like food. And overall, man, I think I love you. You're my son. You're my firstborn, and I couldn't be prouder than to have you and call you my son. And I believe in you. I'm not being biased. You are a great person overall, and you're right. Like you really could, you're not really a big, people don't see you as a big fighter. We come from a comedic background and stuff, so we're always funny and stuff. So I admire what you're doing, and we'll support it. When we have the passion as a family to be able to support you, and we. We'll follow you anything you're doing, because you have the passion and stuff for it. Now, if there's anyone that's listening, that's coming up that wants to get into this stuff, because I'm learning in the process. I'm learning because you're in the sport. So then, if someone's coming into the sport, wanting to get into, what's some advice that you would give them walking into it? Like now that you're 3-0, you're getting started now, but you've been training for a long ass time. So you've been putting in your sufficient time in. So like, what would you give some kid, if I want to get into MMA tomorrow, like what would you tell? Like, what advice would you give me besides me like lose weight? But just like somebody really passionate or a young kid or something that wants to get into it. Because they see it all the time. They see it on Saturdays, and they want to get into it. But I know it takes hard work, and like, I want you to share a little bit of like, what it really is. Or an advice of what you if you could tell yourself what you know now.
So here's the thing too. It's I've only been 2 years training. I don't know a lot, but I know what I know. And if I can give like tips and tricks and trades of like a position or little things that could help, I'm gonna do it. Like I'll help you. I love to help people, and that's just like the coach in me. That's like the person in me. Like I'm not gonna be a dick. Like these are mine. Like no. So, obviously it's not mine if I display them. I can't stop somebody from trying to emulate it. But I've had people, ask me questions and ask me like, what do I do here? How do you do this? What are you thinking when you do this? And I just it it's almost like I kind of don't know what to say, because it's like it's just some things or something
you're
that
fresh
I do
into it, but I mean, you do a lot of time. Like you've done, training and all that stuff outside of it, right? Like so, you've had 3 fights, but it's not like you just started training.
No, yeah,
you've been training for a long time.
I will say that. Like I tell a lot of these people to, do your homework. Like if you want to be better at punches, learn, like look up on YouTube, look up how to do a punch. Look up how to stretch these hips out. Look up stretches. Like, do your homework. You want to be able to. Do you think
like yoga and all that stuff is good, or like would you meditation or something? Do you do something crazy? Do you do yoga with goats or something?
Nah, we don't. I don't do it, man. No, I don't go into the hills. I don't do that.
Okay.
Nah, it's.
You ain't sitting in the tree for 3 weeks.
No. In like a hot box and just chilling.
And your weird regimens or none.
No.
Yeah, you did the sauna thing. I don't know. That'd be crazy. You did all the ice thing.
Dude, I'll tell you this. Like the hardest part about fights is literally the cutting weight. It's the cutting weight.
It's the cutting weight? What about afterwards? Like when you're all like recovering? That's just part of the game.
That's what you have to look at while you're cutting. That's the other side of the cutting that you need to look at, is like, because again, like I told you, I used to walk around 170, 180. I touched 198. And I saw that and I was disgusted. I was like, yo, what happened?
Not anymore though, man. You're really good in shape.
I fight at 135.
Your last one, that's what you were at? 135?
Yeah. Okay. 135. That's what I fight at. Bantamweight is my thing. And the thing is, like, when you're in that fight week mentally, it's hard, dude, because it's hard to cut weight, because like you gotta cut weight and then mentally prepare to fight somebody, and it's tough because you feel weak. You're not putting in the food and the nutrients that you need in your body as much as you need, as much as you wanted to before. Okay, it's like everybody has their own thing to cut weight. There's like there's tricks and trades that you want to do it, but it's like you gotta cut the carbs out, gotta cut salts out, you gotta overload on water and then cut it cold turkey. Okay. Get in the sauna, get in the hot tub, or move around, get in a sweatsuit. Do whatever you have to do to sweat that water off. And it's like, I got, you can see like in my eyes, like I'm like, yeah. You can see like I'm dying. Like it literally feels like you're dying.
What about the day of though? Like, do you do anything the day of?
The day of weighing? No.
Not to spill the beans or give away like your everything, but like do you got to eat and get your protein in and all that stuff.
And weigh-ins or fight day? Because in weigh-ins is like especially
fight day, like fight night, like ready to go in.
So in fight night, you fight in the night, and I wake up. I do a lot of like my mental prep. I've been in a hotel room for the past like 2-3 fights. So it's like. I sit in the hotel room and it's just meditate. I meditate like crazy, and I just go through my phase. I have my phase, or I have my things that I do, and then once I'm done doing that, boom, 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 and all of a sudden, like I hit up my other guys who are on the fight, because I've been able to fight on the same card as my teammates a lot of times.
Yeah, I saw that.
So I've been seeing like, hey, yo, like all right, let's go get food, and we'll go get brunch. Okay. And then we'll. You don't want to load up on protein. You want to load up on like carbs, things that give you energy, things that's not gonna break down. It's gonna break down like fast. And you gotta pick you probably want like snacks too, because we'll probably have lunch at like 12, brunch at 12, and then I don't fight till like 7 o'clock.
Pretty late,
yeah. So it's like you gotta have like the a little like fruits or something like that, just eating it throughout the day, but you're not going crazy on fight night, because I prefer to fight on an empty stomach. But I know I'm full. I know I got my food in.
Think from the rest of the day.
Yeah, but it's that weigh-in day, like you're waiting to rehydrate, you're waiting to eat food, you're waiting to drink water. Like you really could give a damn about food. Like at that point, you just want water. I tried to eat gum, and it was the nastiest thing ever because I have no saliva. I have no saliva to like activate what the gum is meant for. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it was just like dry, and it was disgusting, bro. But
Those are like the challenging parts of this whole process.
Yeah, so cutting weight is tough, but I've been able to do it, and I know I'm gonna be okay. I know I'm gonna be all right, and you got to tell yourself that. And then once you rehydrate, once you feel good, and like, all right, I'm back, and then you get that energy, and then get ready to go on Saturday.
Are you good with your weight class and what you're doing now? Or are you looking to kind of go up, or are you staying?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm staying at bantamweight. I feel like if I go down to flyweight, that's gonna kill me. I feel like I can't get lighter. Okay. I may have the height for it, but I don't feel like I can get lighter. But I feel like bantamweight's a perfect division for me. I think a lot of guys float between 5'6", 5'9", float around that range.
Okay.
You're gonna have the weird ones that are like 5'10", 5'11", and we'll deal with that when we deal with that. But everything, I just like my division. I don't like 45. It's like I feel like I'm too small for 45, but I like how fast I get when I'm 35 because I just feel faster. I'm lighter. I feel faster.
You feel good at that way.
Yeah, that's my realm.
That's cool
for sure.
And we're about to stay there on for a little while.
Yeah, and it's I gotta make sure I'm in there. I gotta own a division. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Again, you're like fresh or like
I can't be bouncing around divisions like that. Yeah. But bantamweight's my bread and butter right now. So.
Yeah, no, we'll recap this. I wanted to, just start this episode, and I thought it was a great idea to bring you on, talk about your fight coming up. Please support it. We're gonna have a link. We'll share the link on it. And if you can show up, definitely show up for it. Again, it's at Silk Nightclub, or I'm sorry, Silk.
Yeah, Silk Exotic. Yeah,
Silk Exotic. It is. Yeah. But and we'll put the date and the link and how to get there, and if you want to watch this virtually, as well. Yeah. But I appreciate you coming out, man, and being on the podcast on this first on this first journey. I couldn't be prouder. Like I said, if you have any closing words that you want to share to anybody that's out there,
just love all the support that I've been getting. I've always been a stand-up guy, and I want to hold that through throughout this journey, and love all my family and my friends. And I love all the opportunities and everybody that sees what I'm doing and sees my vision. I feel like I make it known very well, and I'm only here to get better. I'm only here to get stronger, faster, smarter, and I'm just trying to put on for the city, put on for my family, and put on for myself.
All right. That's awesome. Now we'll be there. We'll be supporting it. Like I said, we'll be there. And then, I'm sure we have other people watching. But I love you, and I wish you everything the best. And we're going to always support you in it. And I want to do a recap, so we can do it when you have the mansion and the crib and everything with the Ferrari up front, and then we would do it up in your 40 area.
And it's on, I'll see.
Because you're on the right track. Again, I couldn't be more prouder to call you my son.
Thank you.
And I love you, and we'll always be there for you.
Thank you.
So that's been another episode, or the first episode of Mission to Mars. Thank you for listening. Thank you for downloading. Please follow us on all social medias, and follow my son on social media as well. We'll put up his social media tags, and follow all his stuff that he's doing with his gym, and not being biased, but he's an up and comer MMA. You guys watch out. He's gonna be coming UFC. He's on his way.
In the middle, baby. Marvelous.
Love it. Thank you.
Thank you.